they've got a lot of work to do. It wouldn't be like suddenly, hey, Stewart-Haas is going to switch to Honda next year or something.
But Jeff, all my Twitter mentions say that's happening.
Oh, well, is that possible? I don't think it's possible.
Hey there, NASCAR fans! Today, we're diving deep into the high-speed drama between Stewart-Haas Racing and Ford. The future of Ford and Stewart-Haas Racing seems to be at a pivotal crossroads, with several factors indicating that their partnership could be coming to an end after the 2024 season. The significant elements at play include Ford's strategy of elevating front-row motorsports to a higher tier as Stewart-Haas Racing struggles to find its former success, the expiry of Stewart-Haas Racing's contract with Ford at the end of this year, and the broader context of NASCAR's manufacturer dynamics. Is this the final lap for their partnership, or is there a pit stop strategy that could change everything? Let's find out. Before we dive deep into details, do subscribe to the channel. Stewart-Haas Racing, a powerhouse in NASCAR, teamed up with Ford in 2017, speeding to 29 race wins up until 2020, and the team's performance notably declined since their peak years from 2017 to 2020. But, like a car hitting a patch of oil, Stewart-Haas Racing's performance has spun out since 2021, with a winless streak in 2023 that left fans and insiders speculating about its future with Ford. The team's struggle has been particularly evident since 2021, with only 3 wins to their name and a winless 2023 season. This downturn in performance, alongside the lack of progress beyond the round of 16 in the 2023 playoffs, has led to speculation about the future of the SHR and Ford partnership. On the other hand, underdog team Front Row Motorsports, owned by Bob Jenkins, has stepped up their game. They snagged the 2021 Daytona 500, and Michael McDowell also pulled off an incredible finish at Indy last year. Then we have Brad Keselowski, who after splitting from Team Penske, has been killing it with driver Chris Buescher. He is leading a Roush-backed team that's been on fire, making it into the top tier of Ford's lineup, something they haven't done since the elimination-style format kicked off in 2014. NASCAR insider Jordan Bianchi said, "Ford bumping front row up a level, as Stewart-Haas Racing struggles to regain its footing, and just so happens to be in its final year of a contract with Ford is not a coincidence. Indications continue to point toward SHR and Ford parting at the end of the 2024 season." Looking at Stewart-Haas Racing, the team that didn't manage to grab a win in 2023, one can't help but think Ford might be eyeing these newer, more successful teams. Both Front Row and Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing have their unique thing going on, making the whole situation pretty interesting. Ford's racing family is packed, being the only NASCAR manufacturer supporting 4 Tier 1 teams, including Stewart-Haas Racing. But whispers in the paddock suggest Ford might be preparing for a future without Stewart-Haas Racing, especially with their contract racing to a finish line at the end of 2024. Ford's unique position as the only NASCAR manufacturer supporting 4 Tier 1 key partner race teams, Stewart-Haas Racing, Front Row, Team Penske, and RFK Racing, adds another layer of complexity. This is against the backdrop where Chevrolet and Toyota each have 3 Tier 1 teams, suggesting a potential cap on how many top-tier teams a manufacturer can effectively support. So, what's a Tier 1 team? These are the elite squads in NASCAR, enjoying the fullest support from manufacturers. But with Stewart-Haas Racing's recent pitfall and Ford promoting Front Row Motorsports, the paddock is buzzing with rumors. So, the topic of Stewart-Haas Racing possibly leaving Ford popped up around the time they were talking up Berry's move for the 2024 season. However, Tony Stewart was quick to shut down any talk about swapping manufacturers then. While the rumor mill is churning out many stories, and the word is they might be eyeing Honda for a fresh start next year, Jordan Bianchi from The Athletic shared his views recently.
How close is Honda to being a new manufacturer in the Cup Series? Well, first of all, I mean, they may very well be in the Cup Series, but you have to come up with a car, an engine. It will take a while. It won't be like, it's not like they can come next year.
Yeah.
So we're talking down the road. Even if they say, okay, we're going to do this and we're going to make our announcement, they've got a lot of work to do. It wouldn't be like suddenly, hey, Stewart-Haas is going to switch to Honda next year or something. Oh, well, is that possible? I don't think it's possible.
No, I mean, you hit it, you nailed it perfectly. Like, these aren't things that like you just announce like, hey, we're coming back next year. It's like You've got to submit all of this stuff to NASCAR. NASCAR has to approve it. Then you've got to do testing and all of this stuff. It's like, this is a process, and that process hasn't even started yet, to my knowledge. So, like, yeah, this is at some point they may. It ain't going to be for 2025, though.
Many are buzzing at the possibility of Stewart-Haas Racing making a switch, and the first reason could be their contract with Ford is about to run out at the end of this year. Secondly, it seems like Ford's got some other hotshots in their corner now. Front Row Motorsports and Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing are turning heads. Now, if Stewart-Haas Racing and Ford part ways, where does that leave Stewart-Haas Racing? Chevrolet and Toyota are already maxed out with their Tier 1 teams. But then there's Honda, potentially entering NASCAR in 2025. Could Stewart-Haas Racing be the flagship team for a brand new manufacturer on the block? The speculation around Stewart-Haas Racing's next move is intriguing, with possible scenarios involving a shift to Toyota or Chevrolet, or even a pioneering partnership with Honda should it enter NASCAR in 2025. Honda's potential entry into NASCAR presents an exciting opportunity for SHR to become a flagship team for a new manufacturer, despite the recent performance slump potentially dampening the appeal. Imagine the headlines. Tony Stewart's championship-winning team partners with Honda for a NASCAR revolution. But switching gears to a new manufacturer isn't as simple as flipping a switch. There's a whole process involving NASCAR's green light and a test track marathon. The narrative around Stewart-Haas Racing's potential departure from Ford and the implications for NASCAR's competitive landscape is underscored by the team's need for a resurgence. As Stewart-Haas Racing looks to navigate its future, the prospect of joining a new manufacturer or the challenges of remaining competitive within the existing manufacturer dynamics are critical considerations. This situation is reflective of the broader trends in NASCAR, where team affiliations with manufacturers are not just about immediate performance, but also strategic positioning for future success. As such, the unfolding story of Stewart-Haas Racing and Ford, along with the possible entry of Honda into NASCAR, highlights the dynamic nature of the sport's team-manufacturer relationships and the ongoing evolution of its competitive ecosystem. Let's not forget the internal team dynamics. Stewart-Haas Racing's recent performances have been more miss than hit, putting them in a tight spot. And with Ford elevating Front Row Motorsports, the racing landscape is shifting under Stewart-Haas Racing's wheels. But it's not all doom and gloom for Stewart-Haas Racing. They've shown flashes of brilliance in the past, and a fresh start could reignite that championship spark. Whether it's sticking with Ford but reinventing their partnership, or possibly steering into uncharted territory with Honda, the next chapter for Stewart-Haas Racing is on the horizon, and it's bound to be a thriller. Now, it's your turn, race fans. What do you think the future holds for Stewart-Haas Racing? Should they renew the contract with Ford, jump ship to Honda, or maybe there's another wildcard option? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get a pit road debate going. Whatever the outcome, the Stewart-Haas Racing saga reminds us that NASCAR isn't just about the drivers and the cars. It's a complex ballet of teams, manufacturers, and strategies, all racing towards victory lane. That's all for today's deep dive into the high-octane world of NASCAR partnerships. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more racing insight. Until next time, keep the conversations going on. Lucky Dog on track.